We're staying in our object layer properties.dwg file, and as you can see, we've still got the hinge, we've still got the nut and the bolt, and we've still got the keyhole as well. Now at the moment, we've been working with the layers that we've been given in the drawing. What we're going to look at now is new layers and the layer drop-down menu and how that works. So make sure you go to the Home tab on the ribbon. We're going to go into the Layers panel, and we're going to select Layer Properties, and that'll bring up the Layer Properties Manager. Now, you can drag this around. It's a palette. Click on the title bar, drag it around like so, and you can obviously drag and make the columns bigger and smaller, and so on and so forth. So you can see that there's now on, freeze, lock, plot, color, line type. I'll expand the line weight a little bit, and you've got new layer, VP, freeze there, and so on. Now, what we've got is an entire group of settings for all of our layers in here. It's our overall manager for all of the layer control in our drawing. So if I want to create a new layer, let's say I want a new layer for the hidden detail on the hinge. We've already got the hinge layer there, which is a yellow color, 50, and it uses a continuous line type. Now, we looked at this previously where when we made the dashed lines on the hinge, the hidden lines on the hinge, obey the by layer for line type, they became that continuous line. So let's create a new layer and we'll call it hinge underscore hidden, like so. And just press enter because we're only creating the one layer name. If you want to create an entire list of layers, by the way, it's actually quicker to type a layer name and press the comma key on the keyboard. It will then create the next new layer and so on. And you just keep doing that until you've created your list of layers that you need. It's actually quicker to create your list of layers and then set all their settings rather than create each individual layer and then do all the settings per layer. It's actually quicker to create the list and then go in and edit them. And that's just a statistical item there for you, but it does work quicker. Just makes you that little bit quicker in AutoCAD if you are creating long layer lists. So we've got our hinge hidden layer, our new layer. Now, ideally, you want it to be the same color as the hinge layer, so it's all consistent in the drawing, but the line type needs to change. So I'm going to select continuous there, and you'll notice we've got some dashed lines there. So I'm going to change that to a dashed line type. Now, I can load up any other line type I want to by clicking on load there, and there's a big long list of line types that I can use if I want to. I'll cancel that for the moment because we've already got a nice dashed line type that we can use. So I select that in the line type dialog box, I click on OK, and you can see now that the hinge hidden layer now uses a dashed line type. Still the same color, but it's using a different line type. So if I close the Layer Properties Manager, like so, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to select the three hidden detail lines here like so. Now, those are using their own line type up here in the Properties panel in the Home tab on the ribbon. So if I now go by layer, you'll see that they become continuous because they're on the hinge layer here. That's now telling me in that drop down that those three lines are using the hinge layer. So if I now go to the layer drop down and select hinge hidden, you'll see when I hit escape that they are now hidden detail lines. They're dashed, but they're using the by layer property. So if I select that, you can see everything now by layer, by layer, by layer, because I've created a specific layer for the hidden detail on the hinge. Now, the benefit you've got is once you create these new layers, it's very quick and easy just to select an object, let's say that arc there, and at the moment that's on the keyhole layer. But if I put that on the hinge hidden layer, can you see how it changes? And I can select any number of objects, like so. Doesn't matter whether they're on the same layer or not. I can change all of them to a given layer, like so. So I select the objects, go to the layer drop down, pick the layer that I want them to be on. So if I now select all of those again and say, right, I want those on the keyhole layer again, they will go back to the keyhole layer. So that's how you can create new layers in your AutoCAD drawing, change the settings of your layers, but more importantly, change the layer that your objects are on. So you can globally select a group of objects, go to the layer drop down and say, right, I want that layer, and all of your objects will go onto that layer that you've selected in the layer drop down menu.